Hello, this is Pamela Corvelli. I am the VP of Finance for the Junior League of Cobb Marietta for the 2015-2016 year. This presentation will be on the budget as it was proposed at the March General Membership Meeting. It is for the budget for the 2016-2017 year, and it is the one that did include the proposed dues increase. Now, I have very limited time in this particular presentation with the software that I am currently using to record this presentation, so I will be going through this information very quickly. But I do invite you that if you have any questions, any concerns about any of the stuff that I'm talking about or about the budget in general, that my cell phone number and my email address will be at the end of the presentation, so please feel free to reach out to me and ask any questions or voice any concerns that you might have. Okay, so the budget as it's proposed for the 2016-2017 year is $133,984. The projected income and what the largest income items are to be for next year include the dues at $47,245 and the Marietta Mardi Gras run at $33,800. I wanted to point this out to show you that even though we are requesting that there is a dues increase, that the dues are not the majority of where our income comes from. In fact, it's only 35% of our actual income. Marietta Mardi Gras run is the next largest at 25% of that actual income. 35 plus 25 is 60%. The other 40% of our income for next year will be coming from the Gingerbread Gala, the Breakfast with Santa, Mistletoe to Go, the annual fund, and the cookbooks. Now, in comparison to years past when we did have the mistletoe market, the last year we had mistletoe market was actually 2014-2015, and the income projected for that particular year from mistletoe market was $86,000. As you can see, mistletoe market was 51% of all of the income we expected to bring in. Now, our budget was much larger then at $169,000 compared to what it will be next year at $133,000, but still that shows you just the big impact that mistletoe market had when we had it and then what happened when we took it away. And just the adjustment alone from $169,000 to $133,000 shows that, even last year we were taking into account, the changes that we are currently going through. So the largest expense items for the 2016-2017 year when it comes to our income items are the Mardi Gras run expenses, totaling $18,000. Everybody knows the saying, you have to spend money in order to make money. Of the dues that come in from our members, the Association of Junior Leagues International requires to be paid certain fees. Those fees total for next year $16,125. That is actually 37% of the dues that will be coming in that have to be turned over to AJLI. Gingerbread Gala and Breakfast with Santa expenses total $12,700. Okay, so what does it take to operate the business of the Junior League? Well, as a reminder to everybody, the Junior League is a business. Yes, we are a volunteer organization, but we are also a non-profit business. And so in running a business, we do have business expenses. And the business expenses for next year total about $56,498. Our largest expenditures for running the business include our payroll, for our office manager Nancy at $15,000, our rent to the Marietta Education Garden Center is $12,000, conferences and workshops for our leaders is $8,500, accounting and legal is $6,000, and insurance is $4,700. Just as a quick note to everybody, when we go over the budget, we do look at payroll from an aspect of whether or not we can provide a a salary increase for the office manager, for Nancy. This year we did make the hard decision to not actually have a salary increase. There is a $1,000 bonus that is given to Nancy every year as a way to say thank you for all of her hard work and dedication. We did include that. We did not take that out of this year's budget, but just to let you know that, unfortunately there are some hard decisions, and even with the dues increase, we felt that it was the most financially responsible thing to do to not increase payroll at this particular time. Okay, so how is the budget determined and prepared? Well, the budget as it is currently throughout the year is monitored by the VP of Finance, which is myself, and the board on an ongoing basis. For every committee that has a budget in which they are able to spend money, we make sure that they are staying within the parameters of their budget as set up at the beginning of the year. Same thing with the fundraisers. Obviously the best we can do is project and hope that they meet their numbers with the actual fundraiser. And so as they go through the process of the fundraiser, spending money, setting it up, closing it down, and so forth, we monitor those numbers so that if we do need to adjust in any way, we can go ahead and do that. A preliminary budget is done typically in February, once the majority of the fundraisers are done and over with, so that we have an idea of the health of the organization at the time. We can look at it from a standpoint of what could we have done better, what do we need to change, what do we anticipate happening next year, and so forth. And so in February, typically what happens is the VP of Finance, along with the treasurer, because the treasurer does oversee the fundraisers, and or the president-elect will actually sit down and try to prepare a budget for the upcoming year. This past February, myself as the VP of Finance, along with Suzanne Hess, who is the last year's VP of Finance, and Amanda Seals as the incoming president, did sit down and go over the budget for next year. Once that preliminary budget is completed, we then provide it to the Board of Directors in March for their approval. And then once that board approval is complete, we then provide membership with the budget at the March general membership meeting, which we did do that. And then between March and the April general membership meeting, that allows the membership to continue reviewing the budget, to ask questions, to voice concerns, which is what we are all currently doing at this moment in time, so that it's all in preparation for the April general membership meeting, where we can go ahead and vote on the proposed budget. Okay, so before we actually get into the details of the dues increase, let's talk about what will happen if the dues increase is not approved. Well, the budget itself will actually be decreased from 7% from $133,900 to $125,099. That is a total difference of $8,885. Now, although this may not sound like a lot of money and doesn't make a big difference, it actually makes a huge difference when you're dealing with an organization as small as ours. And the biggest hits in the budget will be conferences and workshops. The budget for conferences and workshops will be reduced by $1,500. Education and training budget will be reduced by $700. Our league operations will be reduced by $200. Oops. And then our website will not be able to be updated due to the fact that it has not been updated in several years, and the cost of doing that update is $4,900. Now, the biggest factor in all of this, for those of you who are not in leadership, who do not come to the the league office on a daily basis, who have no idea, in regards to a website or, the importance of a website. Let me just go ahead and try to put this into real world perspective for you, and I apologize. I'm trying to clear my throat. Basically, we are a training organization. Members join us not only from the volunteer aspect, but also from the training aspect. It is very important for us to provide training for leadership, training for volunteers, and so forth. When you look at it from the aspect of, things that have to be cut, we are no longer being able to provide the value to our members. And if we're not able to provide the value to our members, then obviously that means that there are less members to help us make an impact in the community. If we're unable to make a less impact in the community, then guess what? The people who benefit from the foster care party, that no longer happens. All of the other good stuff that we're doing out in the community doesn't happen if we're not here. And so when we try to say, that we're coming at this from an aspect of, yes, we're asking for a dues increase, but let's try to be mindful of exactly what that means as to what we're providing in the community. That's got a lot to do with it. So when we try to say, yes, our website needs to be updated, that's, not only is it a way for people to come to us to find out about our organization, but we get donations from the website also. And so it is a circle thing, without a budget that is, financially healthy, it will not allow us to continue operating as a healthy organization, and will not be able to make an impact in the community. I hope that makes sense, and I didn't ramble on. Anyway, so what will happen if the dues increase is approved? Well, dues will be increased from $128 to $165, and in order to be more efficient and more mindful, there will actually be a new dues package created. That dues package includes the dues at $165. It'll include the hospitality fee of $25. The fall fundraiser, which we know of as the Gingerbread Gala, is the $40 ticket to the actual gala, and the spring fundraiser is one run entry of $25. Now, just to clarify, the hospitality fee will basically take over the baking assignment for general membership meetings or the buyout. That used to be $15. So now everybody will be paying $25, and no one will have to actually buy out or bake anything for general membership meetings. The total for the dues package is $255. Now, knowing that not everybody has the ability to simply write a check for $255, we are proposing payment options for those dues packages. You can obviously pay the one-time lump sum of $255 at the April GMM. Or you can make your payments in two installments, which does include a $5 processing fee. The $165 dues has to be paid by April 2016 general membership meeting. That is in our bylaws. Dues have to be paid by the April general membership meeting. The remainder portion of it, the $95, would be due by September 2016, the general membership meeting. Or the next option is 3 payments, which does include a $10 processing fee. Again, $165 has to be paid by the April 2016 general membership meeting. $50 is paid at the September general membership meeting, and $50 is paid at the January 2017 general membership meeting. Okay, so that is the end of this presentation. Looking at the time, I have just a little bit over 1 minute left. But as I did state previously, if you do have any questions whatsoever about the budget, about the proposed dues increase, please reach out to me. It is very important to me that everybody understands why we are asking for a dues increase, and that they understand specifically where this is going, how it's happening, and so forth. So if you do have any questions, please reach out to me. That's my cell phone number, 678-471-4995, and the The website address is vpfinancejlcm@gmail.com. Thanks so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see everybody at the April membership meeting, in which I do hope that everybody will approve the budget with the dues increase. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.